Hey, good morning. It's me, Coach Rosa. I see a light bouncing off my eyes. That's not cool. So we're going to talk about discipline, self-discipline, one of our favorite topics, right? And I'm thanks for being flexible. We decided to go early this morning because we have all kinds of things for the week. I'm a kind of a hot mess, but it's life. I went for a walk. I got a good workout in. And it was only a walk, but it was a good workout for me because I'm limited due to some shoulder recovery that I'm going through. And that's part of self-discipline, though. I'm going to, integrate that. So thanks for tuning in early, and maybe you're catching this on the replay. That's all cool. Got my little trusty book with my notes. And as I was thinking about what I want to share with you guys, I'm thinking about it's springtime and what are people complaining about the most right now all around me and wherever I go. And it's usually like, I need to work out, I need to get ready, I need to. They should all over themselves. Should. And look at my nails, they're beautiful. I just had them done yesterday. They say, I should do this, I should do that, and I don't do it. First of all, don't should all over yourself. It's not healthy for you. Drop the word should. There are some things you want to do, and you choose to do them. So you might say, I choose to go for a walk. I choose to do these things because in the summer, I'm going to be happier that I did it. And look forward, that part of discipline is looking forward to say, the reason I want to do this, I choose to do this, is I will be grateful later that I chose to do this. And so it's a very important distinction in words. Stop shoulding, no should, and add choose. That's one simple thing. I'm going to give you 4 or 5. I think I've got 5 things outlined for you that I want to share with you. And I'm trying to move my head so that light stops bouncing. Once we started, I realized I positioned that light in the wrong spot. So I don't want you to have to see this glare all the time. We will get it down sometime, guys. I'll figure this out as far as the logistics of the camera. So it's not my forte. I'm good at developing the material and delivering the material, but the background scene, that's like mayhem for me. So when we get enough members and we grow this thing and I can, share my message with the world, then I can get somebody to help me set this up correctly and we can have some proper equipment. But you could say, I was with her back then when she started. I'll still be with you no matter what, guys, through everything. So let's talk about some of the major principles. And one of them is the slight edge principle. Excuse me, but I haven't had coffee yet. So the slight edge, this is a really interesting book. I've read it. If you're into network marketing, multi-level marketing, that whole world, relationship marketing, you've probably read the book. It's one of the favorites out there. And I tend to like that kind of material because people that are in network marketing, and I've been in different types of network marketing, and I've consulted a lot of people that are in it, is they have to be extremely self-disciplined and motivated because you don't have a boss. You don't, at work, it's actually easier to have a job, frankly, because you show up to work, you do what they ask you to do, and 80% of it is showing up. And that's a true statement because not everyone works at the same pace. Not everyone's delivery is equal. And as long as at the end of the day you showed up, you were present, you did some of the things they asked you to do, you're going to get a paycheck. In network marketing, not true. You show up, but you got to follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up. That's what they say. And it's true. And it's probably why that's one of my weaker spots when it comes to stuff like that is just staying on top of the details. So what I like about those books is it's very geared towards helping people understand where to get the biggest bang for their buck, the biggest impact. And I will tell you another series I love, and I've probably said this before. You would think I'm a Mary Kay rep. I'm not. I never have been, probably will never be, just because I love the people that do it, but I'm not going to join up to sell products like that probably again. You never say never, but I'm sold cosmetics and I'm done with cosmetics because I like using them, but I'm not selling them. That's neither here nor there. Mary Kay writes great books. Mary Kay Cosmetics knows how to write a book in her day. She's passed, but she knows what she's doing. You see a book by her, especially like You Deserve to Have It All, You Can Have It All, whatever that one's called. She has one on people skills. She has her priorities straight. It's faith-based. She's a faith family-based woman who is really smart businesswoman. And she was just ahead of her time. And so I really loved her books, and I learned a lot from her, especially during the years where I had little kids. When the kids were young, I had a home-based business. I had a lot to do, and talk about figuring out how to discipline yourself because you had tiny chunks of time. Those books helped me a lot. So, and some of what I learned from her, I'll share with you. So let's go to the slight edge principle. And that is realizing that you are, the little things that you do can make or break you, right? These little, it's the details, you know? And so the details are what are the little tiny habits that almost seem like if you don't do it, nothing bad happens. And if you do it, nothing bad happens. So there's no real immediate consequence. And a great example is, I went for a walk this morning. If I chose not to go for a walk this morning, nothing was going to happen. I wasn't going to gain weight. I wasn't going to lose weight, right? Nothing drastic will happen by that choice. And so the slight edge is about realizing these little choices you make, they compound over time, and that's the difference between average and accomplishing a goal and really creating a life. It's all in that. It's all in the slight edge. And so little things that you want to pay attention to for, another example is I forgot to bring my lunch yesterday to work, right? And I typically plan ahead, and I know what I'm going to eat for the week. So I had everything planned out. And yesterday was one of those days that just got away from me. I think I was planning on leaving early so I wouldn't be there for lunch. That was originally my thought earlier in the week. Well, as the week went on, I realized I'm just going to leave an hour early and get some things done here and feel good about having all this done because it was a crazy week. And when I went to work on Friday, I didn't bring a lunch. And then I realized I'm not going to really have time for lunch unless I eat here. So I'm going to order something. No big deal. I mean, not a big deal. I ordered, I love, and you'll see this about me, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. I love a good fish fry. It's one of my favorite things. And I'm one of those people, as you know, I count my carbs. Not my protein and my fat are pretty elevated. My carbs are what I keep track of. Works for me, has been working for me for years. My blood work looks fantastic. So that's the food plan I tend to follow. Even slight ketogenic. I tend to like a slight ketogenic. We could talk about that later at another time. So if you want to learn more about different diet plans, throw that in the comments, shoot me an email, let me know, text me. I'd be happy to go show you some different food plans. Here's the thing though. I order the fish fry because thinking it's Friday, I'm hungry. This will be my lunch dinner sort of thing because my husband's working late, so we're not having dinner together. I go pick it up, $18 and change. I'm like, $18 for a fish fry? I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money. Of course, where I work, my day job across the street, there's not a lot of choices, so more business people go there and they can probably afford to charge that. Now, did that break the bank? No, it did not break the bank. It's fine. $18 or almost $19 probably. It was in the middle. But if I did that every week, I'd have to budget $80 a month for lunch. And if I did that twice a week, I don't budget that one day. Now we're talking $160. That's going to add up really quickly, right? I look back a year from now, and I've done that, I'm going to be wondering where my money went. Well, where my money went was to these little unplanned lunches that I went with what's fast, what's convenient, what am I going to eat that I'm going to enjoy? And I had grilled vegetables with it, and I had everything was healthy that I had with the darn thing. But it's still going to add up. So that's the slight edge. So the time I say, not today, I'm not going to have that fish fry. I'm going to bring fish with me that I prepared myself, or I'm going to plan on having a fish fry for dinner tonight. So I'm going to bring something like a salad and have that for lunch or whatever. I'll save myself $18. And now I'm ahead a little bit. What if I took that $18 I was going to spend and put it in another account? What if I moved it over and saved it and earmarked it for something else? Whoa, would I be ahead? Actually, I know we have friends that, acquaintances, that they have done that their entire lives. They're very, very good with their money, extremely good with their money, very successful people, pay for everything in cash. And instead of buying lunch, they prepare their lunch. They're my age. And Martha, you probably know who I'm talking about. And they take, you always have to be careful of that, right? People might know. But it's not a bad thing. They teach classes on this and tell us this is what they do. That's how I got the idea. They take that $15 they'd spend for lunch and they put it in their vacation fund. And when they go on vacation, they have, let's say a couple $1,000s towards vacation of money that they didn't spend, but they would have. It's really interesting. And I took a financial class from them one year. And I really learned a lot. It helped me a lot. And as a matter of fact, back then when I had my own business, just by applying those principles that I learned from them, I had my own office back then. I had a private practice. I was super busy. I remember shaving off, I'm not exaggerating, $1,000 a month from my expenses. And I didn't save the damn money. I don't know what I did with it, to tell you in hindsight. I was ahead of the game by the end of the year. But I can tell you I did shave that off. I paid my debt down. That's what I did with it. I used it towards debt. So I did. That slight edge is something little you do that if you don't do it, no one's going to care. And if you do it, no one's going to care. You're not even going to care. I'll tell you another slight edge I did. So I'm drinking coffee I made myself, right? This is not a commercial for you. I love, love, love this pink drink. I love it. It's for my gut health. It's prebiotics, really good for you. Fell in love with this stuff. As soon as I started taking it, I felt a difference. As a matter of fact, I don't even have to take anything medication. I only take an inhaler now. It helped me that much. It's not the cheapest thing on the planet, right? It's equal to like an energy drink. It's equal to like a Starbucks drink, but you've got to buy a month's supply. So I made a decision, and the decision was I'm not going to buy coffee anymore. Once a week, my girlfriend likes to go to Starbucks. It's her treat, so we go together. So once a week, I buy a Starbucks coffee, but I don't buy those fancy schmancy $5 coffees. I'll buy a $3 coffee at Starbucks. I don't think you can get out of there for less than $3. But I used to drink Diet Coke all the time. I stopped drinking Diet Coke. And all those little nickels and dimes, or those $3 here, those little things, on a daily basis, I was probably spending $3 on something that I didn't expect. And now I don't. I say, no, you know what? I'm not going to go get a Diet Coke. I have my drink. I'm not going to buy a cup of coffee because I have my drink. And because of that, it doesn't affect my budget. I can budget for something I want, and I've swapped it out with something else. That's the slight edge. Think about something that's minor enough that if you don't do it, no one's going to notice. But if you do it, no one's going to notice. But over time, it compounds. It compounds either way. It could compound in a way where you're in a worse place than when you started. It can compound in a way where you're just where you started. Or it can compound in a way where you are way further ahead than when you started. And that's what I want you to think about as a way to motivate yourself to be disciplined. That's how I motivate myself. I think slight edge, Rosa. You don't have to get out of bed right now. You don't have to get out of bed for another 45 minutes. But if you don't get out of bed for 45 minutes and you sleep in, and now there are days where I truly need the rest, and I recognize that and I take the rest. But there are days where I'm lazy. I don't feel like it. I just don't want to. But then I think if you get the article written, or if you get this updated, you're going to be ahead. Next year at this time, you're going to be further ahead because you're going to have more content. You're not going to have to rewrite that content. It's the same thing with doing this program for you guys. A lot of this program, this is our first year. I've designed it to be a year-long program. It's a whole coaching approach. If I follow through and get done what I did last night, what I did yesterday when my husband was working on a Friday night instead of going out with my friends, I know next year at that time I won't have to recreate that content because it's done now. That's what I think about, the slight edge. So think about the slight edge. Use those words. The other thing that's really, really important to discipline is that just do it mentality. Here's what I want you to know. You gotta do it when you're at your peak hours. So think about when you're at your energetic high. Plan to do things. Good morning, Laura. It's so good to see you, sweetie. Plan to do things when it's your peak time. So the things I don't feel like doing, Like, I don't feel like writing articles at night. I feel like doing them in the morning. Right now, I'm on top of them. You can tell I'm higher than a kite. I wake up happy. I really do. And then if I get to go for a walk and I get to have a little meditation time, and I'm really jazzed. And now I'm having my morning coffee with you guys. It's awesome. And this is my peak time, so I could get a lot done. This is my plan, to finish an article and to start cleaning this office, because I'm more energized in the morning than I am at night. So utilize your peak hours. Know yourself. Are you a night person? Are you a morning person? Are you a midday person? And then plan what needs to get done during the time where it's peak for you. And write it out so you know it has to get done. Make yourself a little note. Checking off things off a list makes people feel very gratified. So maybe make a little list. I draw little boxes by my notes so I could check them off, because that gives me a sense of gratification. And sometimes you can change yourself to go from peak hours to non-peak hours, but that takes a little conditioning, and that's going to lead you into postponing gratification. So I'll talk about how you kind of change and do something when you don't feel like doing it, and that's usually during postponing gratification. And that means this is something I really want to do, but I'm not going to do it until I'm done doing the thing I need to do. People who are disciplined postpone gratification. So that means I wanted that cup of coffee the first thing I got up in the morning. And most mornings I will have a cup of coffee first thing. But I also wanted to squeeze in a walk, because I knew that it's going to rain, but it's really nice right now. And I decided I'm going to walk. I'm going to have my coffee after I walk. And that was something I'm looking forward to and I'm enjoying with you. So postponing gratification is simple things you would do anyway. You just postpone it. Reading the paper. Back in the old days, everybody liked to read the paper in the morning. Well, one of the things I would ask them to do is get out and get your walk in first, then read the paper. Look forward to that as your reward. And it worked. People did it. Something slight that you can reward yourself with, okay? Other thing that I'm going to ask you to do is see, this is good for disciplining yourself. See how good it feels right after you did it. Feel yourself coming in from that walk. I did it. Feel how good it feels enjoying reading that paper, or having that cup of coffee, or reading the book that you want to read, the chapter that you're looking forward to. I like to use TV as a reward because I really enjoy vegging out to TV. And I don't watch a ton of TV, but I enjoy certain, like I can get hooked on a TV series. It's hypnotic to me. So if the TV's on, I'll zone right into it. So I have my spinning bike upstairs, and I have a TV right in front of it with a Roku. And there are certain series that I might only watch when I'm on that bike. And I will only allow myself to watch it while I'm on the bike, so that it rewards me. Also, there's certain audios I'll listen to. I used to listen to my cassettes, and I would only listen to them when I'm doing this, like on the treadmill or something. So I'd say, if you go to the treadmill, we can listen to this podcast, and there's certain podcasts that are really good. If you haven't listened to the podcast Serial, it's really, really good. It's addicting. And you will, if you limit like your work on that, do something with that, you'll find yourself looking forward to it, because it's sort of, it's like you're motivating yourself to do it, but then see yourself done and feel how good it feels to be done. So I got off track there for a second, but the whole thing was around the immediate gratification. The immediately afterwards, see yourself have an accomplishment and how good it feels. So we had that nice text message. Oh, that was private text, sorry, about eating donuts versus not eating donuts. And you feel better when you don't eat the donut. You think it's going to taste good. You look at it and you go, wow, it smells good. I mean, that's what gets me, is the smell. But then I'll think about how good it feels not to have the donut. And I'll think about, you know what, Ro? You eat the donut an hour later, you feel bummed. It's like, it affects your mind. The sugar is going to affect you. You're going to be starving later. You're not going to feel good about yourself, and you're probably going to want another donut. I'm one of those people that have a donut, and 20 minutes later I want another one. It doesn't make me full. It doesn't satisfy me. So I have to think ahead and think about that. That's how you discipline yourself, to say no to the donut. And then swap it out with something else. Like, what would I rather do instead? Know what you'd rather do instead. That helps a lot. So the other thing I want to say, so we've got some main things. We've got the slight edge principle. We've got peak hours. We've got postponed gratification. We've got see yourself right afterwards, how good it feels and how good it feels to accomplishment. If you're sabotaging yourself, I'm going to throw out some quick things, guys. If you're sabotaging yourself, you're repeatedly not knowing what you need to do. God, you know what to do. It's not hard, right? You know what to do. It's actually just the effort of doing it. So the pain of doing it isn't bad enough that you'll do it. So the pain of not doing it, you can tolerate it. You're in no man's land. You got to get out of no man's land. Sabotaging is usually something deeper, something going on. So you got to know what exactly is holding you back right now, and pinpoint that. So if something's holding you back, and it could be as simple as, and I said I would come to this, so I'll use this as an example. I like to work out in the morning. I much prefer to work out in the morning. So if it were my life, the way I can live it, everything in the morning would get done first. That's when I'm happiest and more energetic. I really am not a nighttime person, so I like to veg out at night and chill out and have a glass of wine, watch a TV show, hang out with my husband, do something, socialize. I now have a full-time job. I've had one for a long time. And I can't really work out in the morning. I can, but not at 7. I have to be somewhere at 7. So if I want to work out after work, it's 5:30. 5:30 is kind of late. By the time I get home, it's 7 p.m. I don't really want to do that. That's not my preferred way of working out. But you know what I realized? How I discipline myself to do it is I focus on, first of all, the results in the summer of working out right now, at showing up at the gym at 5 to do that 5:30 workout or 5:15 workout. I will feel better in my gym, in my shorts. I'll fit in my shorts. My arms will look better in the shirts I'm wearing. I'll think about summer. It's worth it. I can do this. Also, I'll think about how good it feels when I'm done. At 4:30 at night or 5:30 at night, let me backtrack. At 4:30 at night, when I'm driving home from work, I'm truly toast many days. The day job I have is mentally draining and emotionally draining. I deal with a lot of negativity. So I'm spent by 5 o'clock and I'm really tired. Hey, Vicki, good to see you. Then I think about, I could actually take a nap. If I pulled into the parking lot and I closed my eyes in the parking lot, it's happened a couple times, I'll doze right off because I'm that tired, drained. But if I go into that gym and I do something, I do spinning, I do something that I don't think I could physically do, and I don't even want to. The music kicks on. It's my kind of sweet spot of working out. I love that workout. I love my trainer. I love the people I work out with. All of a sudden, the music hits, and I get into it, right? The groove, and I go, oh, the serotonin starts releasing. Your adrenaline starts elevating, and when I leave there at 6:15, 6:30, I am higher than a kite. I feel so happy, so energized, and it's exactly what I needed to get that second wind. That's one of the ways you get over the self-sabotage. So what was getting in the way is, I can't work out in the morning. I have a full-time job. Well, all right, what can we do instead? We got to find a class that you'd like and a time that will work for you, and you got to bash that limiting belief. You've got to swap out the belief with something else, like, you know what? Fitness at any time is better than fitness at no time. I'll tell you another belief that was holding me back is, if I can't stay for the whole class, if I'm going to be late, I'm not going. I can't stay an hour. Well, you know what I realize? What the trainers all say? We don't care if you come to the whole class. Come to half the class. We'd rather have you there than not. And when I noticed one of my friends said to me one day, I'm going to be late, but I'll be there. And I thought, you could be late to class? I didn't know you could be late. And I realized I blasted through a limiting belief. That's what has allowed me to stay with working out as long as I have, through the injuries I've had, through, not injuries, but whatever, limitations that my body's had, and they're injuries. And I might just do a 20-minute segment and leave, because that's all that my body wants or can do. So you got to address what's holding you back, and you've got to use the tools we're giving you to bash through it. You've got limiting beliefs. You've got the group we have on Facebook to talk to. You've got me to tap into. Use hypnosis, use the tapping itself. Talk about tapping into, no pun there, but those things will help you blast through and get you to the place where you need to be for those limiting beliefs. Other things you can do, 2 other things I want you to do. get an accountability buddy. An accountability buddy will help you tremendously. If you need to find one within this group or a friend, you're going to hold each other accountable. You're going to do things together. You're going to report in with each other. I mean, a quick text to me when you get a text message from me every work day, text me and say, hey, Ro, I'm doing great. Here's how I'm doing. I lost 10 pounds. I love when you guys do that. Or I said no to the French fries today. Good for you. You'll get a thumbs up from me. Sometimes I'm working on something and I can't, give you complete sentences, but I'll often shoot you back a text message. And then the other thing is utilizing that Fitness Pal. That's going to help you to be accountable. Being accountable is really important. There's a way to export the thing. You certainly can export it and send it to me because I'll glance at it and I'll see how it looks if you export it. If you say, people have done this, and I love when you do this. You pick a day. You say, here's a typical day of my food plan. Will you look at this day? Give me access. I'll look at that day and I'll give you feedback. I'll give you very specific feedback. So accountability buddy, wrap it up. That'll be great for you. And then the final thing, never lose sight of your ultimate goal. While all these steps are going on, you need a goal out there. So the big kahuna goal, whatever that is, it may not be like 10 years from now goal, but a long-term goal that you don't lose sight of. So you're going on a trip and you're going with your family and you're seeing yourself, getting on that cruise or, celebrating or going to that wedding and you've got this dress or outfit. I shouldn't assume everyone's a woman, but you've got this outfit and it looks great on you and it's flattering you and you feel really great and excited about it. I want you to be that, see that, and that ultimate goal. So, in conclusion, we have the slight edge. What that little thing is you need to do to remain disciplined. Focus on that edge. You can skip it. It won't affect you in a negative way. You can do it. It won't affect you in a positive way. But the compound interest of it will affect you. So just do it. The peak hours, doing it during your peak hours, when you have the most energy. Save that for when you need to get something done. Postponing gratification, saving it until something you want to do until after, and then seeing the immediate result of it, that little goal of, I'm going to feel so good when this is done. I'm going to have something to check off on that list. I'm going to celebrate, and ultimately seeing the big picture. Okay, guys? I hope this was helpful. I think this is really, really important. Self-discipline, it is the cornerstone of everything in life. You aren't going to get anywhere without a form of discipline. So it's one of the character traits that is highly valued in everything that you want to do. And it will boost your confidence and it will boost your self-esteem. Every time you have a little win, share it on Facebook with us. Please share it with me. Give us a text message back. Share it with your friends. And we've got that oh my gosh, Fabulous Friday I put on Facebook yesterday. Give us a win. I love hearing your wins. Okay, guys, I hope this was helpful. Share the program with people, please. I want to expand this to a wonderful community where we can share. The more members we have, the more time I have I could devote to you, the more content I can create for you. I have ideas like popcorn in my brain. And I was walking this morning and I was thinking, wouldn't it be great if I could do like little mini ebooks for them, for my members? Here's a quick shortcut version of this type of eating plan versus this type of eating plan, and really just kind of break it down. Here's how you do it in 5 minutes or less, like bite sizes. I want to do more bite-sized programs for you. That's just for you. And the more we grow our membership base, the more I can do all that. Because ultimately, for me to have time to do that, I need to grow that. And I want to. I feel like this is my life's work. It's nothing more energizing to me than to serve you. Thank you, Laura. I love you. And I'm just touched that all you guys tune in and all the wonderful feedback. I've gotten fantastic feedback. People are losing weight and seeing results and feeling awesome. This is really just makes my heart sing for you. And I look forward to celebrating with you guys all your successes. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.